balance is an important part of everyone's life, and we're not just talking about work-life balance, but actual physical balance. Cameron and Cass are with us this morning from Apex Physical Therapy. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Heidi.
Yeah, so, okay, this is huge. And so PT, you guys deal with so many things, but of course, balance is a huge ordeal. And I mean, really, it doesn't matter how old you are, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
And
so
we've said this almost every time. We're the movement experts, right?
Yes.
And we want to help people get back their movement, maintain or improve their movement. And balance is an essential part. Balance and body awareness is an essential part of moving about this world safely.
Okay. And how can PT help people with balance issues? And what might those balance issues be, too? I'm just kind of curious to know.
Yeah, well, a PT is going to be able to identify where the problems are. So we'll do a little demonstration here.
Okay. Should I take my shoes?
So let's take your shoes off,
I gotta
because
take my heels
you're
off.
not going to balance very well in those at all.
No, it'll feel
So there's
better
three
anyway.
things that we use for balance. So a PT is going to try to identify which part of your balance is problematic, or all of them, right? So the first one is your visual system, right?
Sure.
So I want you to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, and you're going to look straight forward, right?
Okay.
And I want you to close your eyes, right? So we're taking away the visual system, and I can see that you're moving just a little extra, but you're not falling, right? And so you're using your vestibular system, which is your inner ear system, and you're using your proprioception, which is what your body feels with the ground, right? So now we'll open your eyes, right? Now we're going to come up on this mat here, this foam.
Oh, that's
So this is a little squishy, right?
Yeah,
so it probably feels good on your feet after being in the heels, right?
Right.
Now we're going to take away your eyes again, right? So now I made it harder for you to feel the ground, right? Plus I took away your vision, and we're really challenging your vestibular system.
Yes, we are.
Okay, now I want you to start turning your head, just looking side to side with your eyes closed.
With my eyes closed.
So we're going to add a little movement to it. So each thing that we add, you can see, and I bet you can feel. I'd love for you to describe to people how much harder it gets, right?
And one way or the other, I mean, a different direction feels, I'm really having, I feel it in my quads, like I'm really having to balance.
Yeah, you're compensating with your muscles some of the things that, as we challenge your balance. Now open, So right there is an example of how we would evaluate, plus we would then try to work on up-training the areas that you don't perform well in.
Yes, wow. That is craziness right there. So how do you know if somebody has a problem, or how do they necessarily know? Because, I mean, most of the time our eyes are open.
Right. So some things maybe you notice when you're walking on a softer surface, kind of like the foam there, or something like grass, you might feel a little bit more unsteady. Or say you get up to use the restroom during the night, a darker area, maybe you lose your balance a little bit more. When you're walking, are you able to scan the environment ahead of you, or do you have to stare down at your feet so that you don't trip over them? Even just something as standing still, can you keep your feet together, or do you have to keep them a little bit farther apart to have a better base?
Wow.
And so about 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 fall each year. So I highly encourage you, if you notice that you have any of those issues, to get that checked out to prevent that fall before it happens.
Okay, so what you did with me here was kind of a typical balance issue.
Yeah.
I mean, or session, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that would be a part of it, right?
And so if I'm going to recognize from what you had just shared, Cass, that I have maybe an issue with some balance. Even before, if I maybe I don't fall, but it's just some other issues that I'm recognizing. Other than a fall.
Right.
Okay, so then that's what would bring me in to come and see you, right?
That would be a great reason to call Apex, right? And schedule an assessment or a screening. You can come directly to a physical therapist without a doctor's referral. Most insurances do cover that. However, if you're not sure what your insurance is, you can call our office and they can check into your benefits. But at the very least, getting an assessment if you are concerned, and it's always be proactive with this. This is the big thing.
I was just going to say, too, I think people think, oh, I'm going to be fine. And a lot of times it's, I think of my parents, for example, and a lot of times it's, I think I'm fine. It's just I'm getting older, so I'm losing my balance. But they can do something about it, right?
That's right. That's right.
Important.
I think it's important to try. Obviously, we change as we age,
right?
But we can do a lot of things. We don't have to give in to that, right?
Yeah.
Like there's many things that we can take control of, and this is one of them. And Cass and I would much prefer to work with them before they fall. than the injuries
Exactly.
that they sustain after, right? It can
Such
be
a
really
good
challenging.
point.
You can break bones, you can hit your head and have a concussion or a brain injury, and all these things. If we can cut down on that one out of every 4, where we have to deal with and manage those issues, boy, I think we'd be really happy.
That's a very good point. Before you fall, so please, how can people get in touch with you?
You can go to our website at www.apexptwellness.com, or you can call our West Fargo clinic at 701-364-2739. And if you're outside the FM area, we do have locations in Jamestown and Lemoore as well.
Oh, that's good to know. Awesome. Thank you so much. This is huge. I mean, I felt a huge difference doing that little exercise. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Coming up on today's show, an appetizer, a side dish, and then, wait for it, dessert. We have 3 ways you can use cranberries this Thanksgiving, and that's next.